What up? What up? What up, my kids and maniacs? Happy post Super Game 55. You know, good job, Red Henny. Glad you cleaned out your partner's pockets and filled your pockets up. That's what's up. Henny guy, don't trip. I'll try to give you guys good information. You guys, when it comes to sports, always reject good information. 7-time Tetris champ dies. Dodgers win 7th championship in franchise history. The Dodgers? Saban wins 7th and Brady up on his 7th. Easy call. That's what's up. Them 7s was popping up. That is what's up. Well, I feel sorry for Jerome, man. Jerome just gets beside himself sometime, man. That's how us gamblers are, man. But again, rejecting good information. Yeah, I ain't here to brag or talk about this shit. That shit was boring to me. I went to sleep at halftime, man. I wasn't even feeling the game. Brady up 2 touchdowns. I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. Mahomes wasn't exciting, at least the first 2 quarters. Just none at all, man. And even with the politics, I mentioned that the other day. I mentioned the home field advantage. I mean, it's just stuff you got to take into account. And I'm going to say this one more time on record. I said it before. I'm going to say it again on record like I did last time. Do not, I know you guys going to laugh, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a great chance it's going to happen. Do not be surprised if Aaron Rodgers is in the Super Bowl next year. I'm serious, and I say that because of the politics of the NFL. But if not, so what? I'll once again tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl when the Super Bowl is here, so don't even trip. Yeah, that was boring. Definitely boring. But we got OG Cutes in our building. OG Cutes. What's up, Cutes?
Oh, man. I was thinking on the way over here, my homeboy Duckett passed away. And Carl Duckett. And that's bad. That was bad news. It's crimey. And they got locked up in the 70s, like the mid 70s. They did a lot of time, so when I got to do Vocational Institute, which is DBI Tracy, I ran into Duckett. But I got a story about Duckett. Duckett, I don't know if Duckett was a bishop at first, and then he turned into a 60, but I know that he liked it all the guys that were bishops. He liked it Lucky, he liked the Bad News. And so all of these dudes would either be at the gym boxing or they would be doing the martial arts. So that was the martial arts. So one night, me, Babyface, Baby Huey, we had got a caravan, and we had came from a party from the Watergate, so we didn't turn the Watergate party out, but we were in the backyard at the party, chilling and just hanging out with the ladies and stuff. And then everybody said, "Hey man, let's go up to D. John's ballroom." And I said, "Man, I don't like D. John's." I said, "It always be other people up there I don't get along with and shit." They said, "Nah, man, come on, let's go. We could turn it out if it's like that." So we got up there. So we took like a 4-car caravan up to D. John's ballroom after it had moved off of Western down across I want to say from Slauson. It was between Slauson and it was between Western, Slauson, and I guess 54th. Those would be the 2 main cross boulevards from D. John's. So anyway, D. John's had moved to a little small place. I think it was back off of Adams or something, somewhere back up in there. And so they had rented this little building. And so me and Carl, we got to arguing. We were drinking Smirnoff. But when we were at the other party in the backyard, I had took this big old giant bottle of Tanqueray from the bar. I just jacked them for it. And so I started sipping on that shit. And Tanqueray makes you feel mean. So you be high, but you start feeling mean. At least I did off of it. So me and Carl, we just got to arguing. I don't know what we were arguing about, but we were just arguing with each other. So we ended up fighting. So we slinging them in the parking lot and shit. So everybody that was with us, the homegirls, they were saying, break them up, break them up. So Baby Huey tried to break us up, and I hit Baby Huey. And then Baby Huey got in it. Now I'm fighting Baby Huey, Carl, and Babyface is like, what the fuck, man? Cute, you drunk, you tripping. So we all fighting and shit. So Carl, he starts throwing karate on me. First, he hit me with the roundhouse. Blam! I flew into this car. Blam! I said, oh shit, what the fuck? And then, cause the power of a leg is way stronger than your fists and shit. So he caught me flush with the roundhouse. Boom! And I hit the side of this dude's Eldorado, and I shook it off. Then I said, oh. So Carl got down in this karate stand. He started making these noises like Bruce Lee and shit. And I said, oh, fuck that shit. So I tried to bum rush him. So I just went at him full speed. And then I tried to tackle him. But as I was coming, he knife kicked me. Blam, just straight up in my balls. And then I said, oh, it was the worst pain in the world and shit. So then Baby Huey, he grabs me and they say, just hold cutes like that. So they are holding me and shit. So we had this dude named Spud. He was an ETG. This is when we would all party together. So Spud, he came over there and he said, come on, cutes, man, you tripping, man. Let's go. Come on, man. You fighting the homies and shit. You out here tripping, man. So Carl put it on me with that karate shit. So today I'm on my phone and then I get a text saying that Carl had passed away, Duckett. And, that's kind of fucked up. But what was cool is that when I got to Tracy in 1980, Duckett had already been there since the 70s. So he was the first one that embraced me when I come down the hallway. He said, hey, cutes, what's up, homie? You need anything? And I said, hey, Carl, you been here all this time? Because I thought he was in Soledad with Bad News. But no, he was right there in DBI. And so me and Carl, we was friends, We didn't even trip off that shit. We just knew we were drinking and we were arguing. I didn't want to get no get back or nothing, man. That was my buddy, man, and he was down, and that's how we were. If we all went out and we got to drinking and someone got, to argue and we were fighting with each other, we wouldn't kill each other. We would mop each other up a little bit. Then the other homies would grab or split us up. Somebody would get taken off in a car. So to separate the anger, so the shit won't progress and stuff. And that's how it was, man, when I would be getting into it with my homeboys and shit, and that's how we were. That's how we were raised. So Carl was actually down with us at Harsh Man too. So we all went to Harsh Man together. And when I started the Harsh Man Crips and we would all mob up to Crenshaw to fight the Van Ness boys, Carl would be right there with us, and that's just how it was. Bad News would come. We would all walk up there, even though these guys were bishops, they started their own little neighborhood and stuff. But Carl was a down dude, man. The last time I was with him, you remember that prison where they said the guards were gladiator fighting people and they would be betting on the prison Corcoran? Well, we ended up there. We ended up in Corcoran. So I was about to fuck this dude up. And Carl said, it was another homeboy there too. I can't remember his name. And he reminded me of a saying that Mouse used to always say. He said, every time your brother would talk to us, he would always end his sentence with, And I say, yeah, Mouse would always write that on the wall, like that. And he said, yeah. So he was reminding me of that. So I'm about to fuck this dude up. And we arguing. And the gun tower is just focused on the argument because he just wants to kill one of us. But I done blocked him out. But Carl's seeing everything that I'm not seeing. And he comes over there and he kind of like puts his arm on my shoulder and he presses down real hard. And he says, come on, cutes, let's go. And then I see it's Carl. So I said, all right. And so we stroll off. He said, cutes, leave that motherfucking buster alone, man. If he wanted to fight, he would have started slinging them, dog. He was calling him all kind of names and shit. you did everything you could to entice this motherfucker to throw the first blow, but he wouldn't do it. And that cop was going to shoot y'all, man. I seen him shoot motherfuckers before. And I said, all right. I said, all right, Duckett, man. Who's that, Loco?
Yeah.
What's up, Loco? He's walking in.
Yeah, he got
so
on mute.
Yeah, so man, I was just thinking about Carl, man, and how down he was and how his best friends were Babyface, Baby Huey, Rip, and Babyface had another brother too. Sloop. So Sloop, we would all be together. We all partied together. We all because we had a station wagon too. Back then I had a 6'4", and even shit, man. We were young, but we all had cars. And so we didn't have to stay in our neighborhood. We could like roll, to all the parties, the Consolidated Plaza, right off of Stockton. We would go over there. We go hang out with the Pico Crips, the Harlem Godfathers. We would we all knew each other from these relationships. And anytime we showed up somewhere, we would conduct ourselves like men. When people seen us pull up, they would be like, man, these dudes is down. Anthony Hatchett would be with us sometime. And we all would dress sharp and shit. And we would just, we would go out to enjoy ourselves. But most of the time, it would end up with us either fucking somebody up or we would end up, kind of squabbling a little with ourselves to try to stop somebody from fucking somebody up that was cool. And then the other person don't want to believe he's cool. So you end up fighting your buddy just so he don't fuck up somebody that you think is cool. And then, that's how it used to be, man. That's why I said, if you were a down Crip back then or whatever gang you was from, if you came over in my neighborhood and I invited you, then I would end up probably fighting one of my own homeboys to stop him from fucking you up. Because if I say you cool and you here, then, you got my word, and so they were the same way. So if someone was there and I didn't like them and then I wanted to, push up on them and, try to rough them up, then they would end up either fighting me over it, just because of their word, like that. And that's how it was, man, And what I liked about Duckett, man, he did all of his time on the main line. He was like the first homeboy out of our neighborhood to go to the pen, out of my age group. He was the first one to ride to the pen. I tried to mop the dude that told on those guys. I beat him up real good, but I that's all the violence I had in me at the time, and then that's how it was, man. And I used to roll with Little Took. So me and Little Took, we would always run into Duckett, Bad News. We'd be on the back street with Big Odie and them. And then, like the night that Odie came back after being gone for a long time, these dudes wanted to kill Odie. So they were up at the White Mountain and they were like 14 deep. So I went in I just left Bayard. So Bayard said, Coots, where you going? I said, man, I'm going to go over to the White Mountain and get a hamburger and some fries. You want me to bring you back anything, Bayard? And Bayard said, nah, homie, my sister already cooked and shit. I ain't hungry. So you going over there? I said, yeah. I said, let me get my shit, Bayard. So Bayard gave me my shit. So I walked over to the White Mountain. And anybody ever been in the White Mountain, it's like a patio area where they had these like patio tables, little enclosure, it's cold as fuck in there. So I'm sitting in there. When I get in there, I see all of these dudes in there having this gang meeting and shit. So I look like a Crip. That's how I used to dress. That was my uniform. So I didn't get by them. I sit toward the front table. So I'm listening. I'm ear hustling what these dudes is talking about. So they talking about, yeah, man, last night it was a Friday night. So this is Saturday. So these dudes is talking about they're going to smoke this dude and that we would have smoked him that night, but we didn't have the shit. And what you call him was acting scared. So I'm listening to these dudes talking this shit, right? So the Crip in me wanted to just say, what set is y'all from? And I didn't care, because before I leave out of there, I'm going to ask them what set they from. So I got to the window. I told the dude, I said, hey, man, let me get a cheeseburger with some chili on it, some fries, and a Coke, and don't put no ice in it. And he said, all right. So he hooked my shit up. I'm over there at the table. I said, I'm going to eat my shit in here. So I took my gauge and I pushed it up. I pushed it higher up on me because when I sat down, it was pushing into my thigh. So I pushed it up. And so I'm listening to these dudes and I'm eating my fries and I'm chewing on my burger. I'm sipping my soda that ain't got no ice in it. So this one dude, he's doing all the talking. So then I pushed up on him after I got through eating. I wiped my mouth with the napkin. I strode over there. Now all these dudes look up at me. The dude that was standing up, I walk up close to him and I said, hey man, what set y'all from? And he said, we leaders. And I said, leaders? I said, that's a gang? They said, yeah. And I said, oh, okay. I said, when did y'all start? And he said, not too long ago. I said, okay. I said, I'm a Crip, like that. And he said, oh yeah? And I said, yeah. So I said, who are y'all gonna fuck up? Who's y'all's enemy? Who are y'all gonna fuck up? They said, well, next week, we're gonna come and we're gonna find this dude and we're gonna fuck him up. And I said, well, why do y'all want to fuck the dude up? And they telling me that the dude, pushed up on one of them at the party, made the other dude eat cheese. And I said, oh, that's fucked up. So he said the homegirl that's giving the party is gonna give another party next week. And hopefully those same guys will come again. So I said, okay, I want to go. I want to be down with y'all. I want to go to that party. So let's meet up here next. What day is the party going to be? And he said, well, the party's going to be Friday, next Friday. And I said, okay, so we're going to meet up here next Friday. And then we're going to all stroke to the party. And he said, yeah, okay. He said, what's your name? I said, my name is SGQT. And he said, all right, SGQT. He said, we're going to stroll to the party. I said, what's your name? He said, my name is Big Clarence. I'm the leader of the leaders. And I says, all right, homeboy. I said, you seem down as a motherfucker. I said, okay, we're going to go. I'm going to be down with y'all. We're going to go to the party. We're going to push up on these dudes and shit. So we get to the party. The week go by, we go up to the party. I don't even know Odie's back in town. He had been going like 2 years. So we go in the party. So we all at the gate. We got a gauge and we got a loan gauge that ain't sawed off. So that's in the back trunk of the car. So dude go and get the gauge. The other dude comes out and say, hey, man, the dudes we got into it with, they're here. So the other dude said, well, call them to the front yard. So they called them out to the front yard. Now I know all the dudes, they're my homeboys. And so I said, oh, wait a minute, man. Y'all can't bust no caps on these dudes. These is my friends. And then Clarence said, what do you mean? I said, this is my homeboy right here. This is Big Odie. I say, Odie, check this out, man. You got into it with these dudes last week. These dudes is cool, man. And Odie says, oh, yeah, that's one of the dudes. That dude was talking shit to the old lady in there. So, I told him don't be talking shit to the old lady in there and shit. So I said, Odie, we came up here to get you, but I didn't know it was you. I said, I just thought we were going to fight some strangers, but we actually strapped to get you, but we're not getting you, Odie. I said, for the simple fact, you my homeboy and shit. This is Clarence, the leader of the leaders. So they shook hands. So I told Clarence, I said, man, why don't you turn into a Crip? I said, why don't y'all become Crip? Drop the leader name, just become Crips. Like that. So Clarence said, he said, I don't mind. I don't mind being a Crip. Like that. He said, I already fought this dude named Tank, who was a chain gang. There's two brothers. I said, who won the fight? Clarence said, shit, who do you think won the fight? Like that. And I said, all right, Clarence. So Clarence eventually, not that night, but he became a Magnificent Seven. And we ended up doing our time and everything, but that's how we build our relationships and stuff. And so the leaders were no more. Well, what's up, Loco?
What's up, big homie? How you doing, man?
Man, I was just reminiscing about my homeboy Carl Duckett.
Already, man. I wasn't going to cut you off like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Chief, may I have permission to speak,
man.
please?
Good to see you, big homie.
Uncle Chief, may I please speak?
Y'all bear with me. Motherfucker, wait till good until I get on the phone, man. Y'all, excuse me, man.
Hey, so look, Q,
Damn.
I talked to
Can't
Clarence
believe
Hoover
this stupid
recently,
ass shit.
and he wants to do an interview, but not nothing right away.
Dumb
But he
shit.
said it's important he do an interview because he needs to
Fuck.
clear up a lot of stuff. He said he hears all this stuff in the
Yeah,
street and online about him, and he say it's all not true. He say,
yeah,
he understands all the different stories, but he says a lot of confusion about where he was from and where he been from. He said
yeah,
he was the either the leader or the founder of the leaders, like you said.
yeah,
But he said people say he was a Hoover and a Magnificent Seven, and he said he was
yeah,
neither one. He said he was so tight
yeah,
with Magnificent Seven and so tight
yeah,
with Hoovers that people assumed he was from those sets.
yeah,
And he said a lot of people say he started Hoover because his last name is Hoover. But he like, no, I didn't start it. My name is just Hoover.
yeah.
And so
Well,
it'd be good to have him come on here. But go ahead.
yeah, it would be real good to have Clarence come on, man. It
Mm-hmm.
would be good to have Clarence come on because when Hoover was a leader, he was the founder of the leaders.
Yeah, that's what
And
I believe
then
he told me.
and then when he became a Crip, when I introduced him to Tookie and them, because the night that we went up to the YMCA to introduce Took and James Miller on the joining meeting to where Harlem would join up with the West Side Crips. Hoover was there that night with us. We had all went up there together.
Oh,
You
I didn't
know,
know you was there that night.
yeah. It was me, Clarence Hoover, Mouse, Tookie, was in the gold Lincoln. We were all there together that night.
Yeah, I heard he was
Preacher
in that
Mike,
gold Lincoln.
we were out there that night,
Mm-hmm.
So he got some good history. I always thought he was a Magnificent Seven because he would always roll with us.
Yeah,
We
he
would
said he was
always,
tight with y'all and tight with
yeah,
Hoover.
we would always be right on 69th, over Charles Ray's house. Me and him would be in the car together. We had bonded, we would go up to the Shaw together and hold it down together. He was like a year or two older than me. He used to wonder how I could round up a mob so quick. That's what he told me. He said, man, when you guys came through the gate, you guys was like 200 deep. And everybody came, you brought everybody up here not once, but on several occasions, and y'all are still in junior high school. Y'all be coming up here to Crenshaw regulating shit at the high school and shit. I said, yeah, that's what we do. We come up here to fight motherfuckers and shit.
The good
So
old.
he
Yeah, that
told
was
me he would watch.
KB.
Yeah.
That was KB, Kev.
All right, I heard you.
That TV, where is he at? He's in a bar, huh?
No, that's his room, his man cave.
Man, that's a nice man cave.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Y'all welcome to come goddamn have an old cold beer in this mug, man. I see. Hey, congratulations to the Mackheads and Maniacs that went with the Tom Brady, man. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see y'all. I ain't no sore loser because I ain't lost shit.
I wanted Brady, when they were saying he was all washed up last year. They were saying, oh, this dude's washed up. His team let him go. If I was him, I wouldn't even be humble. I would talk shit to the owners of that team. I would say, yeah, mother. See, Tom Brady should have had some black in him. He should rub it in their face. He'd say, yeah, y'all got rid of me. I'm glad y'all got rid of me. Look at me now. Who's got the last laugh? You think I'm old and I'm washed up? Well, tell us to the Super Bowl ring. And then I would have showed the ring like this. Look, I would have said, look at this Super Bowl ring, I would have did it like that to him. Yeah, but, he's modest, he's a gentleman. He ain't got to do that. But, when people play with your career and your livelihood and then they give you up, they're like saying you done, it feels like you've been used. You gave your best years, they thought, to this team. And then at the end, they just, they ain't got no love. Where's the team spirit then? Were you about to get rid of me, the champ of the team? I brought you guys Super Bowls, and now it's time for me to go out to pasture. I'm not ready to go out to pasture. Let me, in the final chapter of my book, let me say when I'm ready to go. Until then, don't sweat me. But nah, they thought he was done, dog.
Yeah,
That's why.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they thought he was done. So, that team, even when he goes into the Hall of Fame, if I was him, I wouldn't even want to be associated with that team. I would just say I'm a Buccaneer.
Yeah, it depends how we feel. It's probably going to depend on if the owner's still around and if Belichick is still coaching for the Patriots. He might decline. But other than that, shit, Belichick made him, man. Belichick drafted him and taught him the game. So I don't think he could just shit on dude like that unless he's no longer unless he's still with the team because, they didn't get along. Supposedly for years before he left the Patriots. But, people always talk about Democrats are brainwashed or, these QAnon people brainwashed. Us wearing masks, being safe or cautious is brainwashed. But part of being brainwashed is the media, particularly sports media, telling us that we can't play sports at a certain age. So absolutely, we're going to think because a guy is older, he's over the hill, he's done. And that's not necessarily true. That's a label, tag we let the sports media put on us. Yeah, our bodies don't work the same, but that don't mean you can't perform at a higher level.
Sometimes
KB just keep on calling me, man. Like I'm running live or something.
Man, I told you a long time ago. I told him on live. He called me all the time. I don't answer, man. Dude be like interrupting because he ain't got nothing going on. I'm cool.
Hey, man, sometime if you tell a person he ain't got it no more and he's a real person and you tell him, you say, oh, no, you don't got it no more. You're old now for this sport. I look at George Foreman. A lot of people don't like George Foreman. I like George Foreman. George Foreman, he said, I'm 50-something years old. He's fat. He's out of shape. He did a press conference and said, I need to start back fighting so I can make some money because they about to take the youth center away. So everybody said, oh, it's just a publicity stunt. He's this, he's that. So he started knocking motherfuckers down in his exhibitions. They were fights. Then he boom, knock another dude down. Before you know it, he's the heavyweight champ of the world. So some people, they defy that, the age of an athlete, because they super athletes. Those are the kind of athletes that I like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's why Muhammad Ali kept coming back because he loved when the critics would tell him that he's washed up. You don't got it no more like you used to, champ. And he went on, man. He won that belt like 3 or 4 times. He lost it and he won it back that many times, man. Just because that would get his juices flowing and that would make him try harder. When I was in the joint, the guards would tell me that I ain't never getting out. They would say, you're going to die in here, dude. You ain't never getting out of here. I would say, motherfucker, you don't know. You don't know if I'm never going to get out of here. I said, the only person know that is God, and you not God. That's what I would tell them motherfuckers, man. Because some of them would straight be hating on you, thinking you're never going to get out.
Of course they do. Hey, DJ Vegas wants to know if Magnificent Seven Motor Club is a spinoff to Magnificent Seven Crips.
No, they're 2 separate entities. But the brothers from the Magnificent Seven Motorcycle Club, I've met some of them when they would come down to San Diego. Plus, I heard of them, prior to that in Los Angeles. But no, it's a different. We got a whole different, ideologies. Our thing was, based around, urban violence, street gang fighting and stuff. Their thing is more on a businessman, more structure level. You know, the only thing that we got in common is that we shared the same name. You know,
Loco, somebody got a question for you. You know Z Note and Dirty Red of Cloverland.
Of course, we know who Dirty Red them is. They, you know, from the streets and the rap shit back in the day, the Botany Boys for sure. But I don't know them per se, like personally or nothing. No.
Yeah, man, Cutes, man, you go way back. You got a lot of info, man. We got to get from you before you go senile or something, man.
I doubt if I ever go senile. I never took no blow to the head. Usually, people who go senile.
I didn't either, but I'm damn sure losing my memory.
You think so? I don't think so.
A little bit.
Yeah, you seem pretty sharp.
No.
I mean, you're going to forget something, but if something created a lot of stimulus within your brain cells, you can remember some shit when you were like toddler shit.
Yeah,
you know,
well, I know you could get them back, man. Just like your muscles, you got muscle memory.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my muscles back now. I've been buffing hard as fuck.
Yeah,
I don't know
how many push-ups you do a day?
Well, I've been doing light bench press in the place of push-ups because the ground is so dirty now. I don't want to get on it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before, me and my creep, we would be walking down Western and we would just bust out 50 at the stoplight, you know, and just jump back up and continue our trek down Western. So I don't like putting my hands on the ground no more, you know. So the grass is cool, you know, doing the push-ups on the grass. But back in the day, I would do the push-ups anywhere, in the parking lot of a grocery store, inside of the grocery store, inside of the dance, you know, wherever we would be at. I would call somebody out on some push-ups. One arm push-ups too, the cool kind.
Cuse, did you like Leon Spinks?
Leon Spinks made me mad when he whipped Muhammad Ali that night. That was like 78 or something. I was so mad at him that night when he put it on Ali, man. I didn't know what to do, man. That was the worst fight. That was the most miserable night of my life to watch him beat Muhammad Ali like that, man. No, I didn't like him. I liked his brother, Michael.
You know Leon passed, right?
Yeah, I liked his brother.
Yeah,
and the only reason I didn't like Leon is because he whipped Muhammad Ali. It's like Mike Tyson said. He didn't like Larry Holmes because Larry Holmes whipped Muhammad Ali. It wasn't like he didn't like Larry Holmes because of Larry Holmes. It was just the fact, you know, he kind of punished Ali a little, you know, and we loved Ali. We didn't want to see nobody just, you know, dog him out.
Right.
When he started getting up in age and shit.
Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali, man, was the ones.
Yeah, they were best friends too. That's who he looked up to. Sugar Ray Robinson lived on Adams.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up in the Arlington over there.
So,
I'm the same. What you say, Loco?
Go ahead, bro. You was finna ask something. My bad. I didn't hear you talking.
No, I was fixing to agree with somebody in the comment section about I didn't care for Oscar De La Hoya because of the Pernell Whitaker fight. And of course, I was in prison and he was a Mexican and I was a brother. I mean, I might not look like a brother, but I was a brother.
Right.
I thought that would have made you laugh, Cutes.
It did. It made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I'd be like, you know, chilling and shit, man. It's like the days are going by fast, but I just want this shit to clear up, man. So everything will open back up, man. It should get back to normal. Motherfuckers is going crazy. See the motherfucker kill his neighbors just because they were shoveling snow. Just weird ass shit be happening, man. Motherfuckers is walking around with anger in them.
Boy, he was full of anger. He came back.
They had a little dude. They had one dude, man. His mama told him to go get a job. He killed her.
Motherfuckers is losing their goddamn mind, man.
Yeah, he told her. She told him, man, you need to go get a job, man. She kept on nagging him, you know, telling him, man, get up off your ass, man, go get a job, man. This nigga got up and went and smoked.
That is crazy, man. He'd rather be lazy without a mama to get on his ass to make his lazy ass go work, and he gonna kill the lady that bring him into the world. That is some way out bullshit.
Especially, you know, especially to see our people doing it, like that extra weird shit with our parents type shit. Like, come on. But I mean, you know, brothers kill their daddies, and you know, different shit happens. But not, you don't kill your mama, man. You don't kill your mama. You don't kill none of your family members, and especially because she told you to get a job.
I mean, that's when the family unit then just broke down in that human being. That human being that does something like that, did he kill himself after that?
Yeah, no, he put on went to jail because he knew he didn't want to do nothing. See, he didn't care about going to jail. He don't want to work. So he don't give a damn. He's right where he want to be in his cell, finna be just like this. Like,
Lazy.
Mom, you were wrong. They will pay my bills. They'll pay all my bills, the light bill, the rent, and I get big food. But Mom, I don't have to hear your mouth anymore, Mom.
I bet you that motherfucker will live a lifetime of regret for the rest of his goddamn life.
Absolutely.
I guarantee that.
When every time he sees somebody go to the store, get a package, receive a letter, he gonna be sick.
And on Mother's Day, when he keeps hearing that word, it's gonna fuck him up too.
Yeah.
He's gonna feel like shit, dog.
On second thought, he gonna be on some hell of a pills, man.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Psych meds.
Yeah, he gonna be on super psych meds. Yeah, Polixin and Haldol and all that shit. That motherfucker's gonna be doing the mummy walk.
Yep.
He could be a fucking veg, man.
I used to trip out when I first got to the pen. It used to freak me out. I see them niggas sitting there like this here at the table and shit.
Yeah, locked up. Just locked up.
And shit. I said, God damn, what the fuck wrong with this nigga?
Yeah. Hey man, motherfuckers can't do that time, man. All them, hey, you look at them Italian mobsters. They really can't do no time. Them dudes get their telling and doing all kind of shit. I'm like, these motherfuckers out here got motherfuckers scared of them, but when it come to getting them years, shit, they go straight bat rabbit on each other. I'll be like, what the fuck, man?
Them niggas want to go in there and cook meatballs and pasta and egg and all of those shit.
That just be that Hollywood shit trying to make them seem like they fly. Them motherfuckers can't do no time. They get to telling on each other. They turn state's evidence. It's like, get down first. That's how they roll with each other. They be getting down first. And then they try to still keep their rep in history. They try to still talk about them like they was some hell of a motherfuckers. Man, that dude was a fucking rat, a dropout.
Sammy the Bull got his own, got a real popping, like as far as his views and all the shit, like a subscriber. Sammy the Bull got his own channel.
Hey man, motherfuckers love rats.
Yeah, they do.
All you gotta do is just look at it. They motherfuckers got rats telling the history of gangs and shit from their point of view. And motherfuckers be looking at that shit.
They love it.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Hey, hold on, I'll be right back here. I gotta go do something. Right back.
All right, go do some push-ups, cutes. Man, sometimes I think we the only mentally ill fools that don't snitch. Because when you really, really, really sit back and think about it, man, you see the mafia dudes, dropouts, you see the mob dudes snitch on each other. You see the average American snitch, the ones that don't gangbang or sell drugs, snitch on each other. And then you got a TV show that's been running for years, First 48. Man, that's all they do is snitch. I mean, that's some normal shit, man. And then look how we talk about in the hood, our homies, how many of them niggas is snitches now. Yeah. That's like we are a small minority, bro.
Hey, cuz, I hate to cut you off, bro. Man, can you send me the link on the thing so I can go on? Because this camera's killing me, man. This motherfucker's blurry and shit.
I'll put the link up there.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is wrong with this fucking camera.
All right. A lot of times it be the Wi-Fi, man. People don't understand or realize it be the Wi-Fi a lot of times. But then sometimes these phones, man, they act different than the computer. Computers seem more stable a lot of times. I like Roberto Duran. He was all right. Wilfred Benitez was one of my guys back in the day. They give it up for Big Mac and what? Fries and a Coke on First 48. Man, they give it up for a cigarette or a cup of coffee. No, I didn't watch the Macho Camacho documentary, bro. I missed it. I didn't know about it, first of all, and I probably wouldn't have watched it unless I ran across it on the TV while I was bored. Yes, sir, Trevor Bauer. I'm waiting for just one guy. I'm waiting for one guy that I told the Buccaneers was going to win to call me and say he won. Just one. You know how many people called me early this morning, man? Early this morning asked me who should they take, who should they bet on. And the crazy part is most of them was going to take the Chiefs until I talked them into taking the Patriots. So now I'm starting to wonder, did they just trick me and say I convinced them to take the Buccaneers and they went ahead and stayed with the Chiefs anyway? Now, I had a text from two people that said they won, but they didn't ask me who I thought was going to win. I'm talking about the people who I told to take the Buccaneers. That's why I don't like giving out picks, man. I give out picks for bragging rights, but I don't like to give out picks for financial gain because ain't nobody going to look out. They're not going to tell me when they win. Henny God, this link is going to be for Loco, man. That's what's up, 8 Hype. See, I really thought the game should go over, but like I told you guys, and I was telling my boy L when Loco and them was on live, because the public was taking it over, I had a damn good feeling they would go under. Because the public is dumb as a bag of rocks. Just like KC was favorite, everybody thought KC would win. No, the over. Everybody on TV was talking about the over when they was predicting the Super Bowl for 2 weeks. And I thought it would go over too, but when I heard all that, it just seemed like it would go under, man, because the public is dumb as a bag of rocks. What up, Cutes?
I'm back.
Yeah.
Where the Loco go?
The Loco show, Loco Vision, had to switch to his computer.
Oh, I called Pretty Boy tonight, but he didn't answer.
Maggie Simon, Cash App is better because YouTube be taxing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Let's see. I met Macho in Vegas. That's what's up, man. I met so many boxers in Vegas over the years. I can't even remember them all.
What, Hector Camacho?
Yeah.
Hector Camacho had an older fight with Sugar Ray Leonard and put dogs on Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray was my guy right there, man.
Yeah, I'm just talking about when they got older, like out of their prime, like, and then him and Hector Camacho always wanted to get him up. So that was a fight that never happened. And it would have been a good fight, but I guess they had different weights. But shit, later on in life, Hector Camacho and Sugar Ray Leonard got him up, and Hector Camacho won. Hector Camacho died unexpectedly.
Right.
He just, but I liked it, Hector, too. What was he, Puerto Rican?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think he was. Somebody said they took the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's Stan, man. Stan had me put a bet in for him for the Buccaneers.
Well, shit. Well, Stan got paid tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Was the Buccaneers the underdog?
Yes, sir.
Motherfuck. Shit. Hey, Stan, how you doing, homeboy?
Well, the biggest two that I hit a 10-teamer for 80 racks, and I hit a 15-team teaser for 4,800.
That's good. That's enough to buy some Stacey Adams. I brought some badass Stacey Adams in the side. They zip up from the side, and they look like biscuits, but they look like biscuit boots. And I rode them on my motorcycle. Them motherfuckers is hard. I don't like to put them down, so I make sure the bike is all the way stopped, so I don't drag on the heel at all. I be like, I don't want to wear these. I don't want to wear these shoes out. These motherfuckers is hard. I wear them with some cool ass camouflage slacks. With a camouflage pants, they're not slacks, but they camouflage pants with the pockets and shit. I got some of them, and I wear those shoes with them. That shit look hard. So you gotta know how to make a cool outfit. You know, when you're going out and shit, Kev. So make you a cool outfit.
Hey man, I never been one that can dress fly like that, man. That was y'all era, man. Y'all used to dress fly as hell, but I don't know, man. I don't know how y'all did it. I think about it all the time. Y'all couldn't run from the police. You couldn't fight in a good party with a wooden floor or a wax floor. And, or even in a backyard on cement, and you damn sure couldn't fight on grass in them shoes. So I'd be like, how did y'all do that shit? I see why Barefoot Pookie walked around barefooted. He wanted to make sure he had a good squabble.
Yeah, he wanted to grip the ground.
Yeah.
That's what it was. But you can fight with taps on. You put all those taps on your shoe. You gotta know how to, move around. But if you get yourself off balance, you gonna go down.
Man, I had a fight with some Romeos on, man, at a concert. Yeah. Boy, it was like I was skating, man. I knocked the dude out, so I was good, but I couldn't get the hell up out of there, man. I was running in place and shit. But
so my uncle and them, well, when they would dress up, they would wear these shoes called tracks. They only cost $1. And they were selling them at Vernon shoe store right there called Burns. They had 2 stripes on the side, and they were black. And the tracks was hard, dog. Everybody wanted tracks. Hey, do you qualify to get a stimulus relief check for $1,400?
$114?
No, yeah, $1,400, $1,400.
Oh yeah. When it come around, yeah.
That'll be good. It looked like they're gonna sign it. It looked like the Democrats are gonna go it alone. Hey, homie, it's our money. If you pay taxes, it's your money. The Treasury's just giving you back your own money. These Republicans is acting like it's their money. So they're gonna say, oh, if you make over $800,000 a year, you shouldn't get a check. Why not? A person who makes over $800,000 a year, he's paying taxes. He's giving his money to the Treasury. Why can't you give him some of his money back? What's all the hoopla about? I don't see how you guys could be Republicans and you see how stingy they are with your money. You guys are just stupid. If you want to be a Republican, you need to call the Republicans and say, man, why are you making a big deal about us getting some of our money back? You don't make a big deal out of it when you're taking it from us.
Well, that's why they call conservative. But that's the whole thing, man. I got a partner. I got a real smart partner, man. He's good in everything, economics, politics, everything. And I told that dude years ago, man, that the saying is true. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And that's the Republicans' whole thing. They don't want no poor motherfucker to be middle class, and they don't want middle class to be upper middle class. So that's why they don't like to divide that money up like that, man. They want to keep it for themselves and pay for trips, pay for free dinners and banquets for their constituents and they workers and shit like that.
Yeah. But they're trying to make a big deal about the working class and the poor people and the mothers out there that are hungry. They're trying to make a big deal about them getting some of their money back. They're trying to act like it's going to run out It's going to break the bank. What are you talking about? All the money you about to give to people, they're going to spend it and you're going to get most of it right back again. We buy registration, you get our money for that. We get a ticket, you get revenue from that. We buy a candy bar, you tax it, you get money from that. We pay rent, you charge on that, you get money from that. Everything that has to do with money being spent eventually goes back to you. So why are you crying about giving us a little money? Doesn't make any sense. And you're really not giving us shit. You're just giving us some of our money back. And we're going to just give it right back to you.
Right.
So
but
knock it off.
Then too, just to be fair, there's some other underlying issues as well. When they be passing them packages or them legislation and packages and shit, it be having other stuff included in those. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, the bills. Yeah,
documents.
Yeah.
So they don't always broadcast that to us, so we don't really know what it is that they voting down and voting for as well, though.
Yeah. They full of shit, man.
They be passing money overseas, man, to different countries and shit. They passing money for LBGQT, whatever, ABC, whatever that's called, passing money for all that. And we don't see all that unless you do your homework.
Yeah, them motherfuckers need to just hurry. Send me my stimulus, man, because I want to buy some fucking dominoes.
You should buy you some more of them boots with the zipper on the side.
Oh, I will. They polos. I'll get some more.
Get some blue ones, man.
Shit, I wish they would have had some blue ones. I'd have got the blue ones. I'm about to get a blue motorcycle.
Oh, that's what's up, dog.
I'm gonna trade in my silver one for a blue one. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a 21 114. That's what I want.
Right. But back to what you were saying about the money and flipping the money and all that. They gonna get all the money right back anyway.
Because why are they crying about it? Why? Man, what's the big deal?
Low income and poor people, they not finna save that money. They finna spend that money as soon as they get it. I know if I get I'm spending on bills right away.
It's just a stimulus. It stimulates the economy.
Right.
So I don't know what they're tripping off.
Right.
I know when all those car companies went under and they got a stimulus so they wouldn't, lose their car company. The only one that they let go was Pontiac. They let Pontiac went out of business and Saab, they went out of business. A few of them went out.
Two questions for you. How long have you been riding motorcycles?
I started in the 70s.
And I thought you said your shoes were Stacy Adams.
Yeah, but polo. They got the same look as a biscuit, but they polo.
Okay. My man said he still ain't got his 600. Jank, you gotta go make sure your green card is real, homie, or go check your Social Security. You might be using your cousin's Social Security number, bro.
Well, tell him to make sure ain't nobody that mail frauded.
Nah, they be those Hispanics be sharing Social Security, or immigrants be sharing Social Security numbers, man.
They got to. They got to share because. Yeah, they got to share because the motherfuckers won't give them citizenship. I would share the shit too. You wouldn't make me no citizen, and you got me picking and doing all kind of shit that other motherfuckers don't want to do. And then when it comes time to giving money out, you don't want to give it out. Shit, I would do the same motherfucking thing.
Man. Shit. Right now is the best time to stimulate the public schools with money to pay for apprentice programs, trade schools, certificate programs for kids that don't want to go to college.
I'll tell you what, you better not let no kids go to school. They open the schools back up. It's going to start knocking kids down again. Don't listen to me again and start letting your kid go to school and see what happens.
Chinatown, they want you to come on and let Cutes interview you, man. We got a Chinatown Crip.
What set is he from?
Chinatown.
I done met a lot of Crips from all different races. We had a Chinese Crip. We had a Chinese Crip named Rasmus. and he was a Playboy gangster crip. Rasmus was a first generation, and Rasmus used to hang with us in juvenile hall, and he would gangbang with us and shit. He ended up going to Camp Cleopatra with me, LP with me. He stayed down with me the whole time I was locked up. Ras, but I don't know what ever happened to him. But he was straight Chinese or what's the other race that's like Chinese?
Korean, Vietnamese, Cambodian,
Chinese, Japanese.
Japanese, really?
Yeah, he could have been either Chinese or Japanese. Some people say, "Oh, there's not many Japanese over there." They got a lot over here.
So let me ask you this, Cutes. You spent time going up to Dorsey, right? Was y'all fighting Brims or jungles or something?
No. When we go up to Dorsey, the gangs that would meet us up there to fight us was the Blackstone Rangers.
Okay, now how about the Japanese Crips? You know, it was a Japanese population over there. Down
Well,
on
by the time, the Japanese was very, deep at Dorsey, but this was like in the 60s and the early 70s, and then they started leaving. Because all of that area over there was highly populated with them, and then they just moved out of that area. But that area there, they didn't have
there. Their parents left that property. There's still some Japanese right behind the post office on on Crenshaw and 39th.
You remember the Akrons?
No.
It was a store like Zodi's, and it was called Akrons, and it was next to that little bowling alley. Remember that bowling alley right on Crenshaw?
Yeah,
like Crenshaw on 54th.
Oh, 54th? No, I don't remember that. That had to be before my time.
It's a grocery store on 54th.
No, ain't no grocery store on 54th. Not on Crenshaw.
Has it ever been one right there?
Not in my lifetime.
That could have been Slauson. Could have been 54th. Was there ever a grocery store on 54th and Slauson?
Oh,
I mean, was there ever? I mean, not on 54th, Slauson and 54th are in the same way. Was there ever a grocery store on Slauson and Crenshaw?
Yeah, absolutely, still is.
It was a Boys Market or a Ralph's.
Yeah,
what was
it? It used to be both.
Okay, now right down from that, there used to be a Chinese restaurant that had a bowling alley.
Oh, I never knew that.
Oh yeah, it wasn't far from there.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go up there and bowl. It was like heavily populated all back there. If you look at the houses over there, yeah.
You sure you're not talking about Rodeo in Crenshaw by the Harlems?
Yeah, Rodeo in Crenshaw.
Right.
Yeah,
they had a bowling alley. Right. I know at one point they was gonna make it historical where they couldn't knock it down, but I don't know what happened.
You're right, Kev. It was right there because it used to be a Pioneer chicken place over there.
Right.
That was owned by. You're right, Kev. It was right there because it used to. Wow, that's reverb.
Yeah, every time Loco come on his computer, he got that reverb.
Yeah, that was.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
OGQs, man. Now I got a good camera, man. I can see y'all better and everything, bro.
Yeah, we see you better too.
Already,
That's cool. Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. How's the weather?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. A little cold, but
my daughter's up there and they go with you. I got one of my older daughters, man. She's 27.
Oh, that's cool.
Good looking out, Miss 702.
She's in a good part of town. She's in a beautiful part of the state.
Oh yeah, man. Real good girl too, man. She's a college graduate and everything. She came up there to work for the news station.
That's cool, man. Yeah. The fact is, I work right down the street from one of these news stations. I pass by there. I be seeing the trucks and shit. I be like, man, they go. It's more like a radio station. Yeah. Hey, what kind of car you got, or you got a truck?
I got a SUV.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
What you got? One of them? Well, one of them? You got a Toyota?
A GMC Terrain.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
Yeah,
4-wheel
man.
drive?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Oh, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look, I'm
Huh?
like, Loke be chilling, man. Kicking back
Man,
at the pad. I wish I was at my pad right now. Fuck.
that's right. Man, this is
Yeah.
all, you know what, when you just sat down and did some significant time, man, this is the
Yeah.
best in the world, man, when you just chilling inside your spot. How Kev Mac be always in the crib just parlaying. I already know what he be on, man, because it's like, this is like your cell.
Hey,
But you,
man.
but you got a
Some
refrigerator.
some motherfuckers don't like their own. Some motherfuckers don't like their own company, so that's why they can't enjoy a little solitude with themselves because they don't like the voices in their own mind. So they
Right.
always want to be around a bunch of noise and a bunch of chaos and shit.
I
They don't
love
want
it.
to
Yeah,
chill. I like solitude.
that's right. Hey man, you know what? It was so crazy too, man. It just shot me back when you said that. When I was in the pen, and I remember when they put me in lockdown when I'm about 18 now. You know, I was 17 when I, got sentenced. I'm like
Yeah,
I'm 18, man, and they put me in a motherfucking cell and tell me I gotta stay in there for 45 days. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh God, oh God, God, God.
yeah,
You learn how to do time. Then you learn
yeah,
to go to sleep and just wake up and eat and lay back down. Then we up all night partying. And then niggas sleep all day and we get up just to eat. I mean, and then you get in the routine. It's crazy how the human body and how the mind is, man. We can adjust to anything if we fight hard enough to do it. A lot of guys be so weak, they can't fight past that initial panic of, oh,
yeah,
I'm trapped in this cell. And that's why
yeah,
a lot of them perish, man.
yeah.
A whole bunch of them
I don't know.
don't.
I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about becoming. I'm thinking about becoming a prison advocate. Well, what do you call them people? And you prepare people to do some time if they going away to do some time. I'm thinking about preparing people to do their time so they don't get
Observation.
themselves fucked up.
When they have to do observation.
Whatever they got to do when they know they about to get, like people out on parole, people out on bail, and they never did no time in their life, and now they grown, and now they fixing to go into the system, but they don't know how to do no time. They need to come and talk to me, cause if I had a setup to where I could be like a, you know, enlighten them on the do's and the don'ts inside of the joint. I could help them how to prepare to do their time.
Are you gonna tell them like a lot of the horror stories and stuff like that, and kind of break them in and let them know what they fixing to go through?
And I would like to focus on that, things like this could occur, but I would like to, let them know, how are you going to do your time? How are you going to spend your first day? What do you think? What do you think you're going to do? How are you going to interact with the rest of the people there? Are you going to act like you better than them, or you shouldn't be there, or this is below you? Well, how are you going to carry yourself? Are you going to try to walk around like you some studious motherfucker? Are you just gonna,
Hold on. Hold on, Cuse. We got a special guest that want to ask you a question.
okay.
Miss
Hi
702.
guys. It's an
Hey,
honor to talk with you, OG Cute. I have a question for you, okay?
All right.
So as a LA girl being raised by LA guys, I've heard a thing or two about Jamel over the years, Tookie's friend Jamel. And I
Yeah.
was just wondering, do all the like triple OGs dislike Jamel, or is that only a handful of people? Like, will people ever be cool with Jamel again or no?
Well, I put it like this. My homeboy Big Honcho, he got he got mad respect and love for Jamel. The only reason I just dislike Jamel's behavior, in Tookie's last minutes, he said some foul things, you know. And he said some foul things about some of the homeboys and stuff. And I don't know what motivated him to do that. So as far as his behavior goes and the things that he was saying, I can't, you know. And I was locked up doing a life sentence when all this was going on, and I couldn't believe my ears, you know, because I
Mm-hmm.
used to be with Jamel, you know, in the same car with him, the same house
Mm-hmm.
with him, the same parks,
Mm-hmm.
the same parties. You know, him and my big
Mm-hmm.
brother used to be pressing iron, spotting each other, you know, up under 400 pounds and stuff, you know, trusting each other, you know, surviving with each other on the street, you know, because we lived a hard life. We had each other's back and stuff. So I couldn't, you
Mm-hmm.
know, grasp why he would do such a thing, you know, especially to Stanley, because that was my childhood friend, you know, and I don't like nobody talking mess about him, you know, especially in those moments, you know. So I don't know. Some people still like Jamel to this day, you know. Jamel apologized for what he said. So that meant a lot, you know, when he gave the apology, you know, when he said, you know, he shouldn't have said those things. And, you know, so when he did that, I guess he was in his right state of mind. No, Jamel's not in his right state of mind. So I gotta look at that too. You know, I gotta look at, you know, some things went on with his
Okay.
mind. You know, so I can, you know, I'm not no
Right.
ruthless type of a person. I can forgive someone, you know, people have forgiven me, you know, but would I want to, you know, walk down the boulevard with them? Would I want to hang out with them in one of the known gang parks? I wouldn't, you know, but as far as, you know, just letting it go, you know, I do that. I'll let it go, you know. I'm not mad at him, but I just, you know, I was disappointed with
And then I have a question for Mr. Kevmac. And I like always ask you the same question. But are you ever going to hunt down Pamela and Jackie Todd? Because I don't feel like the females get enough representation. I love Cheetah. Cheetah's my auntie. But are you going to find Pamela and Jackie Todd?
Um, you know, it's a lot with that, and I don't really want to speak on it in public because it's a lot of misinformation. Some people say she's dead. Other people send me pictures of her, and then
Hmm.
if I remember correctly, and excuse me if I'm wrong, sometimes my memory escapes me, but if I remember correctly, when I met one of the Todds, she was speaking about her sister had passed. So at this point, I don't know who's alive and who's not alive. I haven't been able to get in touch with none of them. Supposedly, the granddaughter of one of the Todds had got at me and set up an interview. I never heard from her or the Todd for the interview. So at some point it just gets exhausting, you know what I mean? And so
Hmm.
I have no plans on that. I would love to, but I don't have no plans on
Because I always hear from a lot of the like original gangsters that Pamela and Jackie Todd were the original first Crip females, that they were the original first.
it. Absolutely, me too. I've always heard that too. But when
Yeah.
Cheetah speaks or she does interviews, I don't too much see nobody saying she wasn't. Only thing I see is that they say that the Todds was first. So first or
Right.
third, whatever, she was still one of the originals. Um, but you're right. I've always heard the same thing too.
Right.
there was some more cripplettes. You had a Monkey Man from UG. He had a sister named Ella, and she could put a demonstration down. Then you had Margie Clark, who was a cripplet, who was one of the leaders of the baby cripplettes. Then
Mhm.
you had Lady Khaki, who was Moncrief's big sister. She would put a demonstration down. Then you had Big Fee. His sister's name was Williette. Williette would put a demonstration down. These are dudes who are down as Crips, but their sisters became Crips before them, you know, and their sisters were down. But I knew Jackie Todd and I knew Pam, and they would put demonstrations down too. They were definitely East Side Cripplettes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Being
that was
that the East
another
Side,
thing.
being that the East Side started first, the Cripplettes over there started first.
Yeah, that was
So
another thing. Cheetah in her interview said they was from the west side. That threw me off. But you know, back then people moved from the east side to the west side, so I didn't.
well, they moved right off of Vermont. So
That's
they moved right off of Vermont, but they were originally East Side Cripplets.
right. Yeah, I know they
The
claim.
West Side Cripplets were the ones that I just named, and Bonnie was a Cripplet too, but Tookie tried to keep her out of the mix. So Tookie moved her to Bannon. He didn't want her to get caught up and get locked up or catch a beef and stuff. So he kept his woman out of the street.
And one more request, Kevin Mac, because I know you always represent for Ice T and Crenshaw and all that goodness. But are you ever gonna interview maybe LV from South Central Cartel for us South Central folks on the other side?
I don't know LV. I did run across one of them dudes when I was at Helen Keller Park with the Raymonds, and it was actually a dangerous situation that there was no danger. I'm with the Raymond Crips interviewing them, and you know, dudes is they packing, they ready. And dude just walked up on us, and everybody was like, "Y'all know this nigga? Who is this nigga?" And he just straight walked up on us, and then he stopped about 12 feet from us and like, "Hey, I'm Whoopty Whoop from South Central Cartel," and we started talking to him. We exchanged numbers, but I never heard from dude. So if I'm in that situation, I'll interview him. But other than that, again, I don't have no plans on doing it though. But I will. I will if I run across him. So if you know him, you can reach out and let him know. I would interview him.
Okay. Nice talking with you guys. Y'all have a good night. I'm going back to chat.
Okay, let me say something
Okay.
real quick though. If you're still there, 702. See,
Yeah, I'm still
in
here.
dealing with women, see, this is the thing. Because that was the original question about women. And you say cheated your auntie. You see how she start going in on other women and
By way of PP, because PP is my uncle. Gerald's my uncle.
okay, about
Yeah.
people. So, but a lot of women, and I'm not calling nobody out, but a lot of women start getting like women are more emotional. So you guys will downplay the next dude because he cheated on you or he wouldn't give you none, and so it just comes out real weird and crazy. And then again, to the emotional part is after I interview women, a woman will go talk to her husband or son or grandson or whatever, and then call me back and say, "Hey, don't put that video up. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm a Jehovah Witness. I go to church. I got a job. I can't have my coworkers looking at that. If my boss see that,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
get
I'll be
fired."
trying to encourage them to look at this channel and I'll be trying to encourage them to like come talk to you, right? Because I'm raised by these women and they'll be like, well, I'm a grandma now. I'm a great grandma now. So I don't, So it gets kind of hard. But if you could crack that piece of history, that would be a lot for women to see.
Absolutely, I think it
I
Yeah.
would.
don't know why women don't think they can come on and contribute to younger women because younger women are experiencing peer pressure or whatnot. They getting in gangs, they going with gang members. So maybe older women could come on here and say, "Hey, young ladies, check this out. If this dude is doing that and you in the car with him and the car gets shot up, you might get shot too. So maybe you might not
Right.
want to be going with this dude if he's out there doing foul shit. If
And
he's not telling you what he's doing, then you shouldn't hang around him. You
and
should be down enough to tell your woman, don't come with me because I'm in this war. So I mean, there's a lot
but
going
look,
on out here.
to go along with what Cutes is saying, and this is to you, Miss 702, is that you never know if a grandmother came on and gave her testimony and spoke about why the violence is senseless. You never know. She could be saving her grandchild, her own grandchild.
Right.
And so a lot of
Right.
times I look at the women and be like, I don't say it, but I feel like a lot of them are full of shit because if you don't want our black men killing each other and you sick of this violence, why don't you speak up?
I think the
Well,
woman
I'm gonna
has
say
a lot
this.
of
I'm
influence.
37 and I put a lot of my family history together between Alex Alonso's videos and your videos. Like I was born on the east side but raised on the west side. So I wasn't around where my family originally came from. So when I see these videos, it gives me a lot of history, you
That's
know?
good. That's
So
good.
Yeah,
I
I know
appreciate your
your
videos.
uncle.
I wish everyone would come and do them.
Yeah, I
Appreciate
know your uncle. So you said PP's your uncle, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, PP and us, we would be together in Sidnella Park. He used to have the 61 with the remote control lifts. He was the first one to break out with the remote control lifts and shit. And they would say, hey, man, watch this. We're going to trip cutes out. I'll be walking through the parking lot, and the car get to going up and down, and I don't see nobody in it. I'm like, what the
Did
fuck?
you know his brother Saeed, who's a lowrider?
I just knew PP. I met him when he
Just
got out of
PP.
Solidarity.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
But
knew
see,
him.
I lived right on San Pedro and I had no idea about all their history on San Pedro until these videos. So,
Yeah, Verda Swan
these
stayed
videos
on.
do give us
Yeah.
perspective.
Oh
it.
yeah,
Right.
San Pedro at 74. Verda Swan and them stayed right across the street from the school, Fremont. So
Mhm.
everybody would be on San Pedro. That was the Crip quarter, for the East Side Crips. It was a bunch of gangs
Wow.
going down San Pedro back in the
But
60s
see,
and
that's
in the
why I really
70s.
wanted you to interview like LV from South Central Cartel because I know he's off 84th in San Pedro. And a lot of that history, like he grew up with, you know what I'm saying? So those are the guys from that neighborhood.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, if we get Psycho Michael, that would be a good interview because Psycho Michael would walk up and down, San Pedro all day.
Psycho Michael
Well,
ain't
I
doing
have a
no.
question about one other guy I always hear about too. So I think he was like closer to Raymond Washington and his name was Bear. Bear's still alive, but like, do you know anything about Bear?
There was different bears.
Right.
So you
I know
just
that.
straight
But
bear.
this Bear, from the stories that I hear, and mind you, I'm just hearing stories, right? He was like the muscle for Raymond Washington. Do you know which Bear that was?
No,
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
know. I
Okay.
don't know that.
I know it was a bear from Swan that lived right by Raymond Washington, and I can't imagine who else that could have been.
Bear used to
Right.
like to be around Craig Crowder. He would like to be around a fast black. He would like to be
Fast
around
Black, I heard.
he would like to be around Big Herc. Those were his friends. Those were his childhood friends. He liked to be around number one. He would like to be around
So them all the
shit.
original East Side Crips.
Yeah, he liked to be around Big Ecky. He liked to Verda Swan. Those were his buddies. You know, I don't remember Bear. Not saying that it wasn't a Bear. That was down with him, but it seemed like I would have knew him, but I don't remember that name. I knew Bears that had
It's
another.
like social
Are you talking
media
about?
and these videos have really solidified y'all history, you know? Because when I
Are
was growing up, obviously I knew it was Crips and Bloods, and we knew about like the entertainers who were Crips or who were Bloods, but you didn't really know the guys until platforms like this came about. And even being their kids, even being their grandchildren, you really didn't believe none of these stories until these platforms.
Yeah. Well, what's good about our platform is that we know that these OGs got family members. So that's why we always, be conscious of how we demonstrate the history without trying to, you know, affect the families of the fallen in a negative way, because we have
Mhm.
enough sense to know that we wasn't the baddest motherfuckers out there. There was motherfuckers demonstrating way harder than us. And sometime one of their family members might have been the one that gave us our lesson in gangology, out in the street, teaching us the ropes, how to do things.
Mhm.
But and sometimes it could have been one of their family members that put dogs on us, and we willing to tell those stories. If the family member ain't here, then I won't say who won the fight.
Mhm.
I'll just say we had a good fade. like that. Out of respect for the families and the sisters, the little brothers, because they ain't heard nothing good about their family, really. They need to hear that Raymond Washington was a nice guy. He wasn't no bully. Tookie was a nice guy. He wasn't no bully. Eki was a nice guy. He wasn't no bully. Hatchet Man was a nice guy. He wasn't no bully. That's why people need to come on and talk about him. Do you remember? Tonight I'm reminiscing about Carl Duckett. He rest in peace. He's an OG off the west side. He had Bishop ties, 60 ties. He grew up in our era. So his family could listen and they say, damn, Cutes is letting us know some stuff about our uncle. He went away, stayed many decades in the pen, but Cutes remembered him in the pen. He's bringing him up tonight. He's talking good about him. So sometimes that's what a little kid needs to hear, or relative. They need to hear something about their family.
Good looking out, OG Steve. Cutes, he said, OG Steve from the Bronx, New York, said, when you on, it's mandatory pull up, man. Yeah, man. Cutes,
what did Steve say
about Warlock? I got y'all on mute. I can't hear what that pink motherfucker talking about.
What did he say? Oh, that's our boy.
We don't hear him, Loco.
Talk. Go ahead, talk, KB.
What you got set up on this motherfucker? I gotta put my social security number and shit here and talk to you niggas.
Nigga, put your bank account number in there and shut up.
I done put every motherfucking part of my name in my mama's maiden name. Nigga, it still won't work.
Well, nigga, give me your checking account number.
Ask him what is his mama's maiden name. what was his favorite pet's last name? Hey, Kevmac. Let him in. Let him in. I want to talk some shit.
He just know how to get in. I sent him the same link I sent you and Loco, man. It's the same.
Tell him to push the one for YouTube and not the one for Facebook.
You hear that, kid?
Two come up. Push the top one. Push the one for YouTube, not the one for Facebook. He's pushing the wrong one.
I done push YouTube, Facebook.
No.
Emails. My social.
Listen.
Fucking birthday.
Hell no.
Card broke when I was 16. In the first address I lived at. What the fuck is y'all niggas doing?
No, that ain't it. I'm telling you. You go to the one that says YouTube, the red one. You press that one, and you ain't got to do shit. It's going to let you in.
It won't let me in. The nigga care. What's up with all this high society shit? Why I just can't click and roll?
You sound like the nigga in the sub station trying to get out of jail, nigga. Charles Moore, good looking out. Appreciate it.
Hey, Kevmac.
Yes, sir.
What did the brother Steve say?
Who?
What did the brother Steve say from New York?
Oh, he was just saying, when you on, it's some real talk. It's good conversation anytime you come on the platform.
Thanks, Steve. Hey, you heard? How's your brother doing in the joint? What's going on in the wall, man?
Man, that nigga's so sick. This nigga ain't cared about going home for 26 years. Now, all of a sudden, this motherfucker going crazy. He want to come home so bad.
Can't blame him.
Only thing I can say about him, man, is at least he stayed on the main line his whole stay. 27 years on the main line, man.
That says a lot. That says a lot about a man's character, man.
Right.
Well, I hope he gets to come home. Fuck.
hope so too, man. I told him I got a room for him if he come home, but shit, I might not have a room soon.
You're gonna have a big room if you
I'm gonna have a big ass
keep
house soon. I know that.
and you keep presenting this history the way you presented it.
Tell him to get it hooked up for you.
Yeah, once we
You're
get
right.
cracked,
Yeah, Lord,
Tell KD to go get it, wake his old lady up, cause his ass is tripping, and have his lady do the technical shit on the phone, cause it ain't that hard.
his wife don't want him on here. She said we be caught treating him like a punk.
Bullshit.
I don't know what KB going through, man. Everybody else came on. I don't know what his problem is.
Yeah.
Miss Misha.
I bet, man, that TV on that wall shows up clear as fuck. Is that a TV on the wall or a picture?
Both. Oh, them pictures that look like a TV too.
Wow, that's a good ass picture. What is that a picture of?
Him.
Who drew it?
All right, man. I got about 30 minutes to fuck with y'all. Let me see if I can get on with it.
All right, bro.
All right. Hey, whatever happened to hey Kev Mac, whatever happened to the brother, man?
What brother?
What's it, Papa T?
He went back. He went back to jail, man.
Motherfucker, man.
Yeah. I don't know his status. I haven't done no research or checked up on him.
Heard anything?
Heard anything? Disappointed, man. Just like, if I go, I'm sure it'll be a lot of people disappointed. But I was disappointed in him because we had a lot of stuff we talked about doing and stuff that he wanted to do, and some jail got in the way of it.
Jail on the mug, man. It's a trip.
You know the funny thing about jail. The funny thing about jail is the vacancy sign is always on.
Always open, but the thing about it is, Q, even when you get out of it, it takes such a process. That process is life draining. Getting that process over, depending on how long your process lasts, as far as getting off parole and getting your life or getting you some type of parole or something out of the situation. It's just madness, man, and it gets harder.
I'm gonna tell you what's hard. Starting all over again. That shit is hard.
Man, I've been starting over all my life, man. Every few months, I start over.
Yeah.
It ain't hard.
Strong man.
It's hard mentally, but it ain't hard, man. Shit, money come and go. Opportunities come and go.
But family, what I'm saying from the aspect of also family. You know what I'm saying? Missing impressions.
If you got a family, if you got family, though, if you got family, if you got family support, if you're doing time, you need family support.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Your family can help you get through the time. So, family, listen up. You got a loved one. If you got a loved one locked up, don't turn your back on them.
But you know, a lot of times, and I'm not blaming women, but a lot of times, man, I've seen this in my household. I've seen it with a lot of my good partners I've been locked up with is motherfuckers be trying to get money to keep a specific woman they in love with. And they go to any extent to get that money. Robberies, bank robberies, selling dope, whatever. My brother, for instance, he got out the pen. His kid's mama said, if you go back to prison, I'm going to never mess with you again. So, of course, he didn't care about that. He's basically like institutionalized. But then she like, I need this. I need a car. I need a ring. I need this and that. And he go out to get her all that shit. And what happens to him? He ends up in prison again for the rest of his life, And so sometimes, man, we got a weakness for a woman, man, and that woman ain't gonna be there for you. I'm not saying all women won't be there, but I'm saying
Yeah,
that
man.
woman that want the materialistic things ain't gonna be there for you no more.
Okay, then let's look at the self-image. Okay, so here it is. This guy, he gets attracted to a woman who wants a quality of life, you know, and he wants to give her that, you know, quality of life. So he's a down dude. He wants to, you know, show her, you know, that he could, you know, do these things, make her feel this way, get all this shit for her, but yet he's the one committing all the felonies. Okay, so the guy does that and he gets locked up for it. He gets back out. You think he's gonna be the same person? I don't. I think if a dude went out that way, I think when he gets back out again, he gonna mature to the point to where he can be comfortable with a woman, you know, accepted him for just being a regular dude, working a regular job, no bling, no flash, but just being a down dude, hardworking dude, come home tired,
Well,
you know.
let's put it like this, bro. A lot of dudes do life in prison. I'm not talking about YA. I'm talking about men's prison.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys go back?
Huh?
No. Do you guys go back to prison? And the answer is no. Very,
No.
very, very, very few have went back. So this is what I say to what you said is if you mess up any kind of way you mess up, you learn your lesson in prison. So that's gonna dictate you not going back. So just because they in love and trying to spoil a girl and they won't go back, it's the same with anybody else that had a life sentence for any other reason. Y'all don't want to go back because you learned your lesson.
Yeah. There's definitely got to be a lesson learned. If
Yeah.
there's no lesson learned, then you're going to recede it and you're going to go back. You know, it's like they don't want to go back, but they go back, you know, because they didn't learn everything they needed to learn,
Man.
you know, about going back.
Yeah.
Some people been going back for a long time.
To the fruitcake, not you, number one, that want to come in and come on in, man. I'm gonna drop the link for you. I don't want everybody clicking this link, man. This is for the fruitcake.
Who's fruitcake? Hey, so your boy Yabwalk 1000 asked me, did I run into problems getting out through a halfway house or anything? Man, when I got out, homie, I got out on an electronic monitor and I did 15 days shy of 3 years on that monitor, man. I had the GPS monitor. One track you everywhere, man. You turn down the wrong street, they gonna call you and ask you why you turned down that street. I was on intense supervision, man. The highest supervision in the state of Texas. So I didn't have to go through no halfway house by the grace of God and that madness. I was able to come on home, but I was still like on house arrest for sure.
Well, I stayed in halfway houses low for almost 5 years, dog.
Damn.
5 years. And you talking about tolerance. You talking about learning tolerance, dog. Living with people in a halfway house.
Yeah, man.
I'm like 5 years in a halfway house.
That's hard. I ain't never heard that one right there, OG.
That's what I did, dog.
I believe it. I already know. I know you, man. I know you're a rider. You made it through some tough shit. Some real tough shit.
And I had to not let the halfway house, you know, get to the best of me. But when I was in the halfway house, this dude, he straight lied on me and said I put him in the pit bull hole, choked him out. And so when I came home from work, shit, my parole officer then said report to the station immediately. So I left my motorcycle at the AA meeting and I went straight to the parole office. And man, the cops came out the back room. They cuffed me up. The next thing I know, there was a concrete ceiling over my head. And they said, you in here for assault. And I've still got an L.
Man, if I was in jail for assault, I'd be like, man, I'm not in here for sugar, nigga. All the sugar I eat, nigga, I ain't took no salt. I'm just joking, Q. I get corny sometimes. Hey, look, shout out to TMC Lifestyle and the homie Steve. Get out, y'all. What up, little crazy boy?
Yeah.
What up, homie? Hey, yeah, go ahead, Q. I'm listening.
Oh well. So I told my cellie I'm in the Vista County Jail, so they put me on the main line. So I tell my cellie, I said, hey man, I don't feel like talking, man. I said, so please don't bother me. So I laid in my bed, I was asleep. So my cellie was scared to wake me up. So he said, OG, wake up, man. I said, motherfucker, didn't I tell you, man, I didn't feel like being fucked with, man. You want me to fuck you up? And he said, no, man, listen, they calling you. Look, the door's open. I said, oh, they about to take me back to the joint. They done brought a van to take me back to the motherfucking joint. I jumped down, because all I didn't have nothing but what I had on. So I jumped down, the door was open, I walk out, and then these other dudes is all lined up. So I get in line with these dudes. I'm like, what the fuck? So they're taking us to R&R, right? So I think when I get to R&R, that they're going to say, okay, let's cut him out the herd. We're going to send his ass back to the joint. He's been, but when I get there, they release me. They said, hey, man, you got to report to your parole officer within 10 hours of being released. Man, I was like thanking God all the way home, dog. All the way on the train, because they got the train out here. I was like, oh man. I said, I'm not getting in no trouble. I'm not talking shit to nobody no more. I'm not doing nothing. They send me in the sober living. I'm gonna just put blinders on. I'm gonna accept everybody's bullshit in the house. I'm not gonna regulate. I'm not doing shit. Man, my parole officer, he told me, he said I was this close to sending your ass back to Donna. I said, man, that's crazy, dog.
What up, homie?
What up, man? What you think about the GOAT?
Man, he did that. I can't say nothing, man. I'm a gal. I'm a real nigga. I fuck with sports, man. I was wrong, man, and that, that's straight up. That boy did his thing, man.
Hey, Kev, why do they call Brady the GOAT?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time, man.
Yeah, Brady. He did that.
He's that. He a bad boy. He gonna go down in history. He a cold champion, man. Yep. He's a hell of a story of the biggest underdog.
He shouldn't retire. He shouldn't retire.
45, at least 2 more years.
Yeah, he can't retire. He's not ready.
So the homie want to know, did you choke the dude or not? And also, what's a pit bull lot? Because I know you didn't have him with your teeth, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't choke him. The situation was, I told the dude, I said, hey man, don't bring no contraband in the room. There's 2 people to a room. My parole officer, he would come and toss a room up. My parole officer told me, he said, if we find anything in your room doing any search, you're going back to the joint. He said, you're a street, and you gotta learn. And I said, he said, so if you want to room to yourself, we could give you back your cell. like that. That's how my pronouns were talking. And so I told the dude, don't in the room. You don't bring it. Motherfucker, we got a whole big yard outside. If you want to bring contraband, you keep that shit in the yard, but you don't bring nothing in the room. So the dude just straight lied on me. He straight said I roughed him up, this and that. And because he didn't want to be in the room with me. He wanted to be in the room with a short timer, because these dudes, they get violated every week. They don't care. They're not carrying a lot of time. They just do rhino time. So I had more to lose than him. So he didn't want no square. He didn't want no square like me in the room, because he was there first. He had been doing sober livings way before I was doing them. This is my first time being in one and shit. So no, I didn't choke him out.
So why you call yourself a square? Because you hadn't been doing time yet?
No, I call myself a square because in the room, if I was still in my criminality and I wasn't facing, the rest of my time, which was life, and if I was a short timer like him, then I would carry brought a bazooka in the room. It wouldn't matter.
Not the old school bazooka.
It wouldn't matter.
He said bazooka, man. I was a little kid when we used to talk about.
Hey, I got to tell y'all this real quick, man, because it fits the story. Listen, when I got extradited from Arizona, right, in 2017, they shipped me back to Texas prison, straight to diagnostics over in Huntsville. So I get to Huntsville, and my cellie, man, is this crazy ass nigga. I couldn't tell you this nigga name right now to save my life. But when I go in the cell with the nigga argumentative ass nigga, he started telling me how, what am I in for? I tell him about I get busted Arizona, all of the shit, right? He tell me, man, oh, they gonna let you go, man. I said, no, homie. I said, I don't think so. I said, I ain't, we gonna see. Man, that's what's wrong with niggas, man. They don't never want. I said, say, homie, listen, man. The whole time we're in the cell, man, you don't say nothing to me and I won't say nothing to you, nigga. And that's you know what I'm saying? Cause I was gonna smash him. He was a little older and he wasn't ready to get smashed out. I was gonna fuck him up. So he kind of shit, and he reluctantly backed down. You know what I'm saying? Cutes. He kind of knew he was gonna get devastated. He had been on that block. I'm checking him out. Everybody talking to him, he real aggressive. I said, oh, okay, this is a bad actor over here. So boom. Next day they called commissary. So I didn't know if my money had hit yet because I came from another state. So I get in the commissary line, man. When they pulled me out to go to commissary, they got this nigga in handcuffs. I said, man, what this nigga done did? They say he go off on the woman and shit behind the commissary window and, cuss her out and all kind of shit. The lieutenant and them came and put them cuffs on his ass, right? So they taking the nigga to lockup. He done threatened the officers. How about they tell me, man, look, who's a cellie? I said, that's me, So I go back, I'm eating my ice cream. My money was there. I'm eating my ice cream, my pint of ice cream, watching them search the cell. How about they go into this nigga's mattress and pull out a motherfucking shank about that goddamn long, man?
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker put that bed and say, cling, 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 cling. One of them big motherfuckers. I said, what the fuck? Dude,
a goddamn bone crusher.
Yeah, bro, that's what he had. And I was thinking about, man, I just went off on this nigga last night. This nigga could have fucked me up, man. And I understand.
That's why he was talking all that buffalo shit.
Yeah, man, that nigga, I'm so glad. And then how he went out. Like the nigga, he knew they was gonna come back and find that knife. Nigga, why would you go out like that? That was a couple like a motherfucker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga had a bad motherfucker, though. He wasn't gonna stick me with that motherfucker, though. Goddamn lie. I would have turned the tables on his motherfucking ass up in there.
You can fight in the cell. You can fuck yourself up if you don't know how to fight in the cell because everything in there is concrete and metal. You don't know how to move around in that cell and you fighting for your life. It bump your head into that bunk and go out. They can just tear you up.
I'll be tactical.
It's a dangerous place.
You gotta be able to. You gotta get up in there. You gotta keep that head low and get up in there and and do your shit, and go and get it over with. You can't be up there hustling and playing around and playing cookies with nobody, man. My nigga Wi-Fi going crazy.
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, what we heard you.
Oh, yeah.
You start sound like one of Goog's friends, them aliens flying over his house and shit.
Who? Me?
Yeah. Hoover. You from Hoover?
You got jokes.
It would have been fun doing time with you, man. You a funny motherfucker, and you down as fuck.
Hey, who is that brother?
Oh, there goes Wi-Fi. We gonna call his shit wide low. Damn, he came back quick.
All of y'all went out.
Oh shit!
Come on, Kev.
Man, cute, you quick with your fingers, man. How'd you come back so fast?
Shit, I ain't fucking around. Hey, who was that brother? There was a brother trying to come on the screen with us.
I don't know, but none of them came on though. Blood and
Hey,
Cub show.
Erase from history, my nigga. Let's do some factor.
Oh, your shit going out again, man.
My shit going out?
Yeah.
I see myself perfectly well. It's reverb. Yeah, I hear you.
Reverb.
Hey, that nigga Mattress Mac with that $2.3 million bet. I bet he won that mug.
Reverb.
You think he went and picked his money up yet?
Who?
Mattress Mac out here in Houston with a $2.3 million bet.
Man, that nigga just chilling. He probably like, I'll go pick that $4 million up in a few days or something. He got 120 days?
It was for, what did I say, 2.9?
2.7, I think.
So that means he get over
2.3. I think he put 2.3.
2.3?
Yeah.
So he getting 4.6, damn near close to 5 back.
Man, whatever he getting, I know he just chilling right now.
Yeah, that nigga ain't playing, man.
That nigga didn't even have to sweat that bet, but the first time Chiefs scored 3 points and Tampa Bay came right back downfield and put up 7. To Gronkowski, I told you about Gronkowski.
Hey, I bet you. No, I ain't gonna sit up and listen to that forever. That I told you so shit. Listen,
that Gronkowski nigga.
I bet Tom Brady gonna end up doing a commercial with that nigga Mattress Mac. Watch and see what I tell you.
Man, it might.
I'm on that nigga commercial, man.
He ought to do a commercial with Gronkowski.
And Gronk want to go fuck some porn stars tonight, man. Gronk don't give a damn about none of that shit, man. What a nigga talking about.
Gronk scoring touchdowns in Super Bowls, Hall of Fame, already in the top 100 before he went back to the Super Bowl.
Man, them boys got so much goddamn money, man. Just think of how his brothers is balling and all his friends, all his partners back home. Gronk type motherfucker gonna bring everybody with him.
For sure. You know he's starting a whole lot of cocaine tonight.
Oh, they getting fucked up. Tom got all the coke. And they in Florida already too, nigga.
Tom with his wife Giselle right now, man.
No, Giselle up there right now, man, getting freaked.
No. Tom ain't having it with the kid's mom.
Right. We thought Will Smith wouldn't have had it with the kid's mom.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Oh, Lord.
Tom at home knocking down a model.
Yeah, for real.
Q's got the 5-gallon fruit punch.
Man, my shit then froze, dog.
Mattress Mac gave $2 million worth of furniture. If you went in the store and made a purchase over $3,000 at Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl, your purchase was free. He's smart.
Oh, shit, there go Jerome, my nigga. He says, I called that game wrong. Damn, I'm sick. Bookie gonna be hitting me at 7 a.m. sharp. I'll tell you, man, you know too much, man. You too solid.
These niggas got bookies. These niggas got bookies and shit. These niggas playing. Jerome, you tripping. You gonna fuck around and get some kneecaps broke around this joint. You better knock it off. Hey, like the old good times. Remember them dudes used to come looking for JJ all the time?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Come looking. Say, JJ, you got my money. You got my money. You know, and he used to have them big old. I'm thinking Q's just sitting there chilling. He froze like a mug.
Man. They said that was Sweet Daddy, man. OG Sweets.
Sweet Daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? He was cool as a fan with it.
Hey, man, you imitate that dude good, too, man.
Say JJ, man. Look, JJ.
Hey, I tell everybody, that's when it was cool to be black, man.
Man, nigga used to run home from school to watch this shit, man. Nigga better not miss no motherfucker. The whole shit. Nigga got about 3-4 hours worth of good ass programming, man.
Man, Q-Snim came from that cool era. That's why he said when he was talking about push-ups, I know, and or the shoes, he said, man, the grass was cool. Everything was cool back then, man.
Q's was from that from the era of Cooley High and all them days.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine the fuck out of that loco lab my ass out. I already told Bookie some time ago that he wasn't getting paid to take it how he wanted to take it. He pulled some bullshit price, so I pulled it back. Man, don't start this shit, Jerome, man. You right. Go that shit.
Here we go. There you go.
The Soul Train come on already, John Walk. Hey, yeah, Jerome, you already trying to jack. You better pay your, go on, pay that, man.
I remember I owed a bookie in the hood, a famous bookie off of Crenshaw and Florence.
Yeah.
And one of my partners, he was tight with the bookie's son. He was a couple years older than me. And fool would say, yeah, man, his dad got friends in the mob. And they'll kill you and cut your limbs off and shit. That just did it for me. I said, man, you believe in that bullshit, that TV shit, nigga? I said, all right. I said, all right, tell him to come get me then. I swear to God, I never paid him, never worried about him or nothing.
Yeah.
Now, had they not tried to apply that pressure, nigga, I would have paid him eventually. But nigga, no, the mob in LA, what? And you in the 60s? Man, get your ass out of here with that bullshit. We take your motherfucking Booker joint if we want to.
That's right. Boy, trying to sell you something, huh? Trying to sell you.
Man, the mob, nigga. If you don't stop watching TV, nigga, show me one nigga he cut his limbs and shit.
He said he gonna cut your limbs off by this shit.
That nigga wouldn't have a son hanging around, that's for sure.
And Marlon say, White Shadow. You goddamn right, nigga. If a nigga wasn't watching White Shadow, nigga wasn't shit. Nigga, that White Shadow was cracking. Nigga. Motherfucking me. You gotta throw in Welcome Back Carter. You know, you got them boys Welcome Back Carter, Barbarino on them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Jank said, Jerome, that sounds like how first 48 start, fool.
He said, no, this current book is cool as a fan. I'll pay him. But the one from 10 years ago, I told him that. I knew where he lived. He didn't know where I lived. He accepted that loss. Man, that's cold how nigga turned the table, but you want the gamble, nigga.
Yeah. And that's how we doing too. It's a tough job being a bookie, man.
God damn, Jerome, man, you wrong with the motherfucker,
man. My shit froze, man.
You all right, man? You remember 227?
Huh?
You remember that sitcom 227?
Yeah,
when they would hang out on the porch in New York.
Pearl. Remember Pearl? Pearl was all
Yeah.
old woman. Yeah, Pearl gonna tell on your motherfucking ass. Megalicious.
Yeah, they would be they'd be in them little stone houses that live right next to each other.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to watch that shit in the joint. I liked it, that program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Real, what's up, homie?
Man,
Real, what's up, homie?
With the gentrification, it is what it is. You did a lot of conspiracies now that you got white people back in the hood. Everybody say they're the police, the FBI, and you hear all kind of weird shit. Other than that, it's just a trip because, like I've been saying for decades, man, white people can walk through our neighborhood and it don't be a problem, but we walk through our own neighborhood and it's a problem.
Mm.
Even with the police, you don't see the police pulling them white people over. You don't see them stopping and jumping out on them, but they still jumping out on us though.
They're gonna do that forever, Kev, and it just gets to a point, man. And I know, brothers don't want to hear it a lot, but I mean, I've been dying to say it lately, man. It's like we can talk forever about, like we have more of a chance with what Cutes is talking about reform in prison, getting those guys home and stuff before these guys stop busting. It's already been set forth, man. This stuff been set forth way before our time. Cats like Cutes and all these guys sat down and served time. They didn't serve time for robbing, taking purses, man. These guys, this stuff has been going on since a long time, man, and it ain't gonna stop. Like y'all be saying, man, it's a lot of people that lost their lives. A lot of people that ain't gonna never get over those losses, man, and stuff like that. And a lot of these people don't be on the internet listening to people talking about changing your life and all that. These guys is really out here living. It's a big world out here. It's a small guys out here will hear a message.
Her question was about gentrification or how we feel about gentrification. And that's how I feel. I just feel like it's definitely safer, but now it's like, nigga, you look out your window and you see the racism because it's still they not being treated like we treated. But as far as anything else, I mean, we allowed it because we sold our property or we didn't own our property.
If you could go back, what would you have did different, bro?
Well, I think about it all the time, and it's nothing I could have did different.
No.
I mean, unless I'm just gonna lie and pretend like, I was in control of my life at the time, but I didn't have the money to repair that house, bro. The house had holes in the roof and all kind of shit. We had dealt with termites so much that the foundation was messed up. We let it get away. We didn't do no upkeep on it, so it's nothing I could have did at that time to keep that property. But now, had I not been gambling or going to prison, when they took all that dope and all that money out the house, then it could have been a different story. Then a motherfucker could have probably fixed the house and kept it. And then too, at the same time, it was best I left anyway because the school across the street had been applying pressure on me for so long for all the gang banging, the guns and drugs being sold over there. So it was only a matter of time before I would have went back to prison anyway. So it might have been best for me to leave.
Right.
Sometimes it's time to move on.
Right.
That's real.
You leave your house, leave.
Kev, could you see yourself living in
Any other what?
State.
I'm in Nevada right now.
I'm talking about any other state from Nevada and California, of course, play.
I mean, with my sister living, I could live in Texas, man.
You think you could? You think you could really, without the gambling being what it is out there?
Oh yeah. I mean, I had a trial run already, man. So yeah, I could survive in Texas, but for me, Houston was boring, man. Houston was boring. It was different, so it was exciting, but it was boring because I don't know a lot of people out there, and I don't like to just being in the street that much anyway.
Yeah.
But being that my sister and nephews and grandnephews out there, I could make it out there. But any other place, I don't really have family. I couldn't see myself living in no other states.
Yeah.
Hey, Loco and Kev, I'm gonna turn on in, man.
All right, bro.
All right, big homie. Good talking with you, man. As always.
We can't hear you, Q, so I'm gonna just kick you out.
Yeah, man. So, yo, Tom did it. Tom did it. He was really pumped, man. I ain't seen him like that, man, in a long time, man. He was pumped. And I'm talking about it. They carried their team and they fed off of it. He knew what he was doing. When he was tripping with Tyrone Matthau and all that, he got him pumped up, man, to go ahead and finish him off because he knew it was important for him to go ahead and keep scoring. That dude was smart, man. He's a smart leader. He's a smart leader. Them guys go down in history as winning one with Tom, man. That mean everything to them brothers, man, over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What I was trying to mention to you guys the other night, though, or yesterday, is that quarterback from the Jaguars, the offensive coordinator, man. If you watch football this year, Tom Brady really respects him and really listens to him. So he had a lot to do with that offense as well, man. Because here you got a guy, Tom Brady, with 6 Super Bowl champions, and he listening and still he even admitted he was learning new stuff from Duke because of course it was a different system.
Yeah.
And he humbled himself and listened to his offensive coordinator, man. So, you know, somebody said Eric Bieniemy wasn't getting enough props. The dude for Tampa Bay need to get all the props in the world, and now he gets a ring.
Yeah.
But look, I should have tried to make our property a landmark, man. Because for the hood, my house was a landmark. That's a historic place, man. A lot of shit went down at that house.
Oh shit.
And we was one of the originals in that neighborhood, man. As far as people that were still there.
Right.
You won't find too many people that were living there before us. We go back to the 1960s, the late 60s.
That's right.
A lot of people moved over there in the early 70s.
You ride past there, man? Did somebody buy it and fix it up?
No, they didn't fix it up, but a few people, I think 2 different people moved in that house, but no, it's like the worst house on the block.
Oh, shit.
I mean, they try to fix it up. They fix it up cheap to flip it, but it looked cheap. I had it looking better than what they got it looking like.
If you could ever buy again over there and find something and your money was right, would you ever do it?
No, I wouldn't. I would move further west I would go to Ladera Heights. I wouldn't go back to, or Upper View Park. But other than that, no, I wouldn't do that.
View Park is real beautiful.
Yeah, the top part got bigger houses, newer houses, and bigger houses. Same with Ladera Heights. But no, right there on my block, no, I wouldn't do it. Or anywhere within a few blocks, I wouldn't do it.
Any neighbors that you grew up with, they still over there?
I think this female that grew up 2 houses from us, she ended up buying a house next door to her parents, which would be the 3rd house from us. I think she just moved or is trying to move out. So she's probably the last of the Mohicans on that block.
Okay.
The homie Baby Cal, though, the homie Swanee, he's still down the street. He still got his grandparents' house, which became his father's house, which is now his house. And his house, he keep his shit up cool. Props to Props to the homie.
That's right. Yeah, I got the same situation basically you got. My grandmother passed, man. My niece took a picture, a video actually, of the property, man, last time she was home, man. Brought tears to my eyes, man. But the people that bought the property, man, screwed it up real bad, got it looking ugly over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even look like the house I grew up in over there, man. So I was like, man, I just let it go in the mind. But when I was having all that money and shit like that, man, you know, you think back in hindsight, I wish I would have went ahead and took care of it instead of procrastinating and thinking you always gonna have another chance to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you fuck around and get jammed, and the first thing you think about is everything you should have did.
Oh yeah, I try not to do that though. As
I mean,
long as you've been knowing me, I don't really talk about what I should have did or could have did. I did what I did, whether it was a mistake or whether, you know, it just is what it is with me.
That's right, bro.
Man, I'm gonna get out of here, bro.
I like that.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the game. I didn't. I went to sleep at halftime, man. It was boring to
I
me.
think I went to CD Lambs. No, real quick before we get off, man.
Right.
Mom promised me an interview, and that you know, basically, you know how people, man, they agree to something, and then you get there, they like, oh man, you know. So, but I was at the house, beautiful home, man, in a real exclusive part of Richmond, out here on the southwest side of Houston, and yeah, she's a real nice, good people, man, down to earth, and you know. Later on down the line, man, we can expect that, man. I met his brothers, of course, his little brothers and stuff, and they all real close knit, man, real good people. You know, so y'all can expect that, man. CD Lamb's mama's on deck, man. That's the homegirl. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. So we're gonna get on here, man, and tell y'all how, so we can try to inspire these kids about stories of motivation and stuff like that. Let you know where she come from, because she ain't have no easy time raising those little kids, man. And for CD to do what he did and stuff, and what he's doing, man, is a testimony. Yeah, tomorrow night, man, that's the plan, man. So, you know, Kev, I'll be texting you, man. If you can, text me back, bro. I ain't gonna bother you by calling you. I already know we can't. Your phone and shit. So just I'm gonna text you if I need you, man, or something like that. But I'm gonna go on after you. If you're going on tomorrow night, it'll be after you, so we can go ahead and get it prepped.
I ain't tripping. We could just go on your thing or after. It don't matter. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, man. I'm expecting some company this week, but you know how that go.
Oh man, you know it's gonna go down, man.
I've been expecting company for months and ain't had no company. But
Yeah,
all right, bro. I'll holler at you.
All right.
All right, peace.
Yeah.